You want to come to LA, but you can't afford it right now. You want to take with one of the premier acting teachers in Los Angeles, but you live in another country, in another part of the world, and you're thinking, how can I get to Los Angeles? Well, you don't have to think that far. If you've got a computer, you can actually take acting classes online with some of our best acting teachers in Los Angeles. You don't even have to get on a plane. Isn't that exciting? I think it is so exciting. So, the pandemic messed us up in so many ways, but then in other ways, it really did us a service. And one of those services is that we now have premier acting teachers teaching online, which I think it's amazing, because before you couldn't even study with an acting teacher unless you were in their class. And now, because of the results of the pandemic and all that we went through, everybody started changing how they were teaching. And one of those ways is to teach on Zoom. So I'm going to break down all the acting teachers in Los Angeles that I think are outstanding because I've studied with them, so I can actually give them a complete thumbs up. And then I want to point out some acting classes that I personally have not taken classes with, but know so many actors who only sing their praises. So if you're ready, let's start with number one. And it's not in any specific order. Let's start with the queen bee herself, Ivana Chubbuck. So Ivana now has online classes. There are beginning classes taught by other instructors, as well as advanced classes that are taught by other instructors. And if you get past the advanced and you are promoted into the master class, that's when you get to work with Ivana herself. Ivana only teaches the master classes, but it is a wonderful place for you to grow, develop, and become a badass actor. I just want to say that because Ivana takes people to Oscar. Not only has she taken them to Oscars and they've been nominated, but they've also actually won. And so learning from what she teaches is really an awesome thing for an actor to have. So if you're not quite sure of Ivana Chubbuck, you can actually get her book online on Amazon, The Power of the Actor, and read it and see if that method works for you. And if it does, then you can go ahead on and apply to take a class at Ivana Chubbuck Studios. So it is a great book. It's called The Power of the Actor. I highly recommend it. I've got mine all highlighted up. It is fantastic. Number 2 on the list is the Margie Haber Studios. Margie Haber is phenomenal when it comes to co-reading as well as acting classes. And what is great is that she's got all these amazing teachers that work for her that also teach via Zoom. If you're thinking of taking with one of the top premier acting studios in Los Angeles, Margie Haber does a magnificent job, and the teachers that work under her are amazing. I love that studio. I love the teachers. I love the ethics in that place. It's great. I was able to take co-reading classes at the Margie Haber studio as well as acting classes, and I recommend them all to you. If you're considering Margie Haber, I also recommend you check out her book, Getting the Part Without Falling Apart. It is a great read. It's informative. It will help you, and it will also kind of give you an idea of what Margie teaches. Judy Kain's Keep It Real acting studio is phenomenal. I've known her for over 40 years. I've worked with her. I love her. A magnificent actress, but she is also queen of commercials. She does a bazillion commercials. She's done over 500, and she now teaches commercial acting as well as acting classes. Her studio is amazing. She's got some of the best teachers working with her. She's got a commercial class called A to Z, which kind of takes you through the basics of commercial acting. Then she has advanced commercial classes. They also have kids classes. And did I mention they had improv classes? Because they do. She's got everything. I send everyone I know to her who's starting out, because she will give you the basics like nobody's business. And she's just a truth teller. She will tell you the truth. She will tell you what you need. She does not sugarcoat anything. She has that tough love to her, which I appreciate because I come from tough love. I love Keep It Real Acting Studio, and you will too. And she also has a book called Booked It. You can find that on Amazon as well. And if you want to know more about Judy, I got to do a 2-part interview with her that you could check out below. Judy. Next up is Howard Fine. Howard Fine has been crushing it for over 30 years. He has a wonderful acting school, and now his courses are also online, which I love. Now, one thing I will say about Howard is no nonsense. He does not play. So there are classes you can take online that are with other teachers, but when you work with Howard is serious about acting. He does not play. You have to come prepared. You have to be ready, and you have to follow his direction. So if you're not an actor who is into following what the teacher says and you want to rebel, that's not the class for you. Not at all. But if you want to be in a class where they're really breaking it down for you, they're really teaching you how to be disciplined and be an outstanding actor, this is the class for you. And Howard, too, has a book on acting that will give you a sense of what his system is. So you can also go ahead on and purchase that book and see if that's the one for you. Next on my list is Richard Lawson Studios. Richard Lawson is an amazing actor who has been in the business over 50 years. Not 15, but 50 years. And he's been teaching over 30 years. He has a great technique class. He has great classes online. One of the things that I love about Richard is it's not just about acting for him. He wants his actors to develop their own projects. So he works with them on that in his school. I love, because for me, it's all about developing your own content. So you're not waiting around to have somebody give you a part. And that is why I love Richard so much. Richard also has Saturday morning audition classes. You can audit the class for that day, or you can actually sign up to do a self-tape that they will critique you on. And they usually have casting directors and directors watching your work, and they'll have you do it again with notes. They'll give you like little tweaks and say, hey, can you do it this way? Can you redo this? Let's read it again and do it, and this time add this to it. I really appreciate that class. I will sign up for it whenever I have opportunities to, because there's always something I'm learning every time I'm in that class. So I highly recommend you at least audit the class so you can get a sense of what Richard does, because Richard makes magic. The next teacher that I want to recommend is Doug Warhit. Doug is a phenomenal actor in his own right, and he is such a compassionate and kind and giving acting teacher. I had to put him on this list. And I love that he now is teaching online, because he is one of the sweetest, underrated acting teachers out there. So now I want to share with you some acting classes that are online that I haven't personally taken, so I can't vouch for them, but I do have friends who have studied with them and just think they are amazing. So I don't want to leave them out of this video. The first one is Annie Greenlee. Then there is Scott Sedita. Then there is Kimberly Jensen, Graham Shields, the Markland Studios, the Spicer Sturgis Studios, The next acting studio I want to recommend is Michelle Danner's acting studio. Michelle used to work with Larry Moss, who I love. I love, 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 love Larry Moss. Um, Unfortunately, he's not doing online classes, but Michelle is. Michelle Danner has some wonderful acting online classes that you should check out. And she too has been doing it for a long time. So in this video, I have given you some of the top acting teachers in Los Angeles that now have classes online. Before, let me say this clear, before you sign up with any of them, check them out, research them. If you're a beginning actor and you are excited about the possibility of taking a class with a teacher in Los Angeles, I highly suggest you go on YouTube, type in their name, and see what kind of videos you find with them talking about the craft. Because that really will start to help you get a sense of, hey, I like this person's essence. I think I want to work with them. So, because you want to know as much as you can before you plop down your hard-earned dollars or your parents' hard-earned dollars to take a course and then go, I didn't like this teacher. Sometimes it's not about the teacher. It's just, how they're teaching doesn't really help you. They could be the best of the best, but it doesn't work for you. And you want an acting teacher where you're going to feel so secure, so safe, so comfortable that when they give you instructions, you're like, yeah, I'll do this because I trust this actor. I trust this teacher. I'm willing to do what they ask me to do. You don't want to take an acting class where you are fighting with the teacher, where you're, rebelling against what they're telling you, because it doesn't help them and it doesn't help you in the long run. You want a place where you feel safe. You want to be in a class where you feel like you can soar. So if you want any more information, do your homework. Okay? Do your homework. So I want to study with this teacher. I like this teacher, but I like this teacher better. Do your homework. Please research them. Please. I'm giving you a great list, but it's up to you to decide who you're going to go with. And whoever you choose, I suggest if you like them when you're taking the class, you should study with them at least a year, because it takes at least 3 to 4 months to really start learning what they're teaching you, learning their system. So make sure you do your due diligence and let me know how you like it, how it's going. I want feedback from you. I want you to tell me, I went and I signed up with this teacher and it has been fabulous. If you are looking for theatrical representation, you gotta watch this next video.